As much as I like the first season, we're on season 2 right now. Getting into season 2, there is a huge problem, a glaring problem with this show. I know people are liking this show and they say, man, see this, we can't have nothing because of y'all, man. But listen to me, y'all, there is a problem with this show. And I got to talk about it. And we're going to talk about some other things too with the show. We're going to get into details with some of the things that have happened here. I'll be back to doing my comedy show in New York. And you can get your tickets now for that. People, you know that I've been going to New York and doing a comedy show there, and it's been going very well. The venue has been asking us to come back and just pretty much gave us a regular thing now. So I'll be there on June 21st, back at the Broadway Comedy Club and back in the Red Room, 9:30 show this time. Get your tickets now. These shows have been selling out every time we do them. And you can get your tickets by going over to BroadwayComedyClub.com, or you can go to Double Toasted NY and get your tickets now. All right, we're gonna have a loose discussion here about a show that has just returned. Boy, them dragons back in the house, Martin. Yeah, people, House of Dragon has returned to HBO. Oh, I'm sorry, Max.
House of the Dragon.
Oh man, what'd I say, House of Dragon?
Yeah.
It must be a Chinese food restaurant or something I went to. Pretty good place, man. You should try that. Yeah. They got great egg rolls over there.
Great dim sum.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Well, House of the Dragon. That's the show on HBO on Max.
Yeah, Max, right.
House of Dragon is a place down the street here. Try it sometime. But House of the Dragon has returned to old Max. And you know, I liked the show when it came out. I thought, man, you know what? They, surprisingly, after the way Game of Thrones just fizzled out, all right, you know what? This kind of makes up for it. This is the prequel to Game of Thrones.
Sure.
This is setting up a lot of the events that we see in play in Game of Thrones. You know, before we had all the politics and the backstabbing and all the seedy characters willing to do anything for power. How did all that, man, y'all were a mess when we got in.
Exactly.
Who started this shit? This is the show about who did just that. Y'all wonder what happened? Is these fools right here.
Right.
But as much as I like the first season, we're on season 2 right now. Getting into season 2, there is a huge problem, a glaring problem with this show. I know people are liking this show and they say, man, see this, we can't have nothing because of y'all, man. But listen to me, y'all, there is a problem with this show. And I got to talk about it. And we're going to talk about some other things too with the show. We're going to get into details with some of the things that have happened here. Before we do that, let's go ahead and watch the trailer, get a little glimpse of what's happening in season 2.
War is coming, and neither of us may win.
I mean, what you talking about problems? I mean, look at this. The budget is there, the scope is there, locations, wigs are looking nice. None of that Tyler Perry shit. Boy, those dragons, they look better than ever, man. I mean, what are you talking about problems? And the storytelling looks just as deep as ever. Yes, all that is there. I just wish I knew what the was going on. This thing has been gone so long.
Oh, that.
This thing has been, okay, so that's, listen, if you want to get into problems, and this is not a big thing. It's not even a highlight of this discussion. I just noticed this, and it just made me feel bad because the storytelling is so detailed and so in-depth and so deep in this that, you know, if it's gone for over a year, I mean, it's almost 2 years since this show was out.
Yeah, but Game of Thrones did that all the time.
And sometimes when we're back in there, I was like, God damn, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, but Game of Thrones, I don't know, I don't think they were gone that long at times.
Yeah, they were.
Were they?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what was going on with that, man, but, and probably this is it too, that I can't speak for you, but it's just, man, today, even more than back then, because we were just mostly doing movies back then. Now, it's not a problem with the show. Thing is that I've been watching so much stuff.
Yeah.
And we've been watching way more TV shows and movies. It's like, I got back in here and I was like, all right, you know, and this is a compliment to the storytelling and more of a criticism against streaming. you know, when you had shows, there was a time you had shows back in the day when you had proper seasons.
Yeah.
And shows would return
Yeah.
at a decent time.
Yeah.
This is a problem with streaming for me. You leave so much time in between these, and now we get so many more shows than ever. It's like you come back in, it's like I forgot names. I mean, forget names, I forgot people. I was like, who are you? Wait a minute, I think I know your mama. Who you? Where you from?
So when I talked about the big problem that this show has, that Game of Thrones had it too, but it's even more so with this show, the names all sound alike.
Aemon, Damon,
Simon,
Raymond,
Aegon, all of these. And so when you come back, after a year or two, not only trying to pick up who is who, but with the names and they're back and forth, you're like, okay, God damn it. And even Aegon, within the show, him, taking the throne, it's because his daddy or grandpa said Egon something. He wasn't even talking about this Egon. He's talking about some other Egon. It's like, man, y'all can't give them different names.
Yeah. Everybody, it's like, you know what this, it's like they took the name of one person and just shuffled the letters around.
Yeah.
They all have the same,
So it adds to the confusion. Now, something that I think that Game of Thrones had over this is that we were going to very different lands at times. And here, this feels like it's all around the same area.
Yeah. Notice you didn't say his name. They said, man, we just know Doctor Who.
Yeah, right.
Y'all didn't say Damon, the character's name. You said Doctor Who. Now, I'm not blaming the show for that. And there are recaps. And the reason why it's just hard is because, I didn't even know that we might be doing a discussion for this. So I didn't have time to actually go in and look up a recap and everything. And that's what you should do if it's been a long time, you can't remember. Yeah, go in and do a recap. There's all kind of recaps online that you could actually go and look at. And they're very good. They're very deep, and they will get you caught up instantly. It's also like doing homework too.
Yeah, there is that. You sit down and somebody, here's a glossary on everything you need to know.
Yeah, you got to study.
What?
It's just that I didn't, to casually jump back into it. And again, it's not a problem with the show. I think it's more of a problem with streaming schedules now. It's I think, to get back into it, it is an effort to get into it because, the show has so much going on. And that's actually pretty good. I actually admire the way the show handles, just like with Game of Thrones. I admire the way this show is so intricate and how many characters and plot lines is able to handle pretty well. And I'll tell you, now there is a plus side to actually not remembering too much about the show.
Why is that? What's the plus?
Because those oh shit moments that you had before, when they come back, you're like, oh shit again. Because they did a recap, and I saw it, I just forgot it. They did a recap like, and it was when I think it's David, Doctor Who, Matt Smith. No, it wasn't him. No, it wasn't Damon. I think it was Aemon. When he accidentally...
Oh, yeah, that was Aemon,
Yeah, when Aemon went in and... Was it his nephew that he killed? His cousin.
Yeah.
When he accidentally killed his cousin. That damn dragon was like a pit bull. And no, boy.
Wait.
No, man, no. That dragon like... That shit. Hey, man, you already gave me the green light. That bitch is dead. Hey, you might not want to do shit, but I don't like the way he's talking to me. He went and chumped him, man.
Yeah.
He's like, no. I'm like, it's too late now, man. At that point, they're like, shit, I'm sorry, too late for that.
You should have said something.
No, that was his nephew.
His nephew?
Yeah, that was his nephew.
Okay.
Yeah, he went in.
See, I can't keep up.
See, I told you, man. You looked at me
but it's also incestuous, so it's my sister. It's my mother.
Mom looking at me, you dumbass. You can't remember this shit. It's easy.
I wasn't saying it like that.
No, that was his nephew, and moments like that when they come back up, I was like, damn, I get that feeling all over again of seeing it the first time when I haven't seen it for a while. And I think that's the beauty of a moment like this in the show is that even with this right here, it quickly reminds us that in this show, not only is everyone a piece of shit, but it's beginning to show now that a lot of these people are just dumbasses.
Yes, a lot of them are dumb or they're reckless. There's a lot of people being reckless. They're all shitty. That's the thing I would say about like starting this second season. I was like, man, I don't really have any character to follow. I mean, if Game of Thrones would hit that sometimes, but you go like, well, okay, Brienne of Tarth, she's still good, and Jon Snow,
Yeah.
I can count on them. But here, the more this goes on, I was like, man, all of y'all are just terrible.
No, this is everybody in this show. That's not. I don't know if that's a problem or not. It's not really a problem for me yet. But no, everyone is everyone is shitty. There's no one to really root for. Everyone gets what they deserve.
Yeah.
Here. And you know what? It's not because they're not, everyone's a dumbass, and it's not because they're not intelligent. You know, it's because they're too greedy.
Yeah.
All of them want revenge. You know, they want power.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just makes them stupid.
Also, the evil people, the truly evil people are able to go around and do stuff and people don't really question them.
No.
Like your boy Rhys Ifans. I mean, not only is he evil and manipulating things, but he always has that look on his face. I was like, man, I wouldn't trust a word you said.
Boy, Rhys Ifans in this show,
You're like, nah, it's raining out there today. You're like, yeah, I don't believe that. I'm going outside.
Man, can I tell you, I love him because he's doing what's supposed. This character's doing what he's supposed to be doing, creeping and just whispering, starting shit.
Yeah,
He's the last king's hand. Some of this stuff came back. I didn't have time to do a proper recap. See, that's what I was saying. If you jump right in, you have to do a recap sometimes. But I do remember his ass just slinking around, just creeping. Everyone, excuse me for coming in and interrupting the show, but talking about all these evil and mean people, it's got me all stressed out. Oh, it's got Pixie all bothered over here. Oh, look at those eyes. She can't take it anymore. You know, this is a perfect time to come in and talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. Now, in all seriousness, when you're thinking about therapy, you're probably thinking about very serious issues like stress, depression, anxiety, dark or harmful thoughts. And yes, therapy is great for those things, but did you know that therapy can also be used for very positive things? Hey, you got some big goals that you're trying to achieve? Organizing your mind, clearing your head. Just going in and working out your mental state like you would work out your body, it will help you achieve those goals. But whatever you're using therapy for, try online therapy. And a great place to try online therapy is with, you guessed it, BetterHelp. Since it's online, you can do it on your time. It is very convenient. It'll fit your schedule. Also, you can use it for other things like, hey, I don't know, relationships with your friends, your coworkers, your family, significant other. If you don't want to do it face-to-face, hey, try a phone call. It's all up to you. Also, it's very easy to get into. You fill out a brief questionnaire and you'll get matched with the licensed therapist of your choice. And if you don't like that, then you can always switch that therapist at any time for no additional charge. Getting into BetterHelp will save you money with us right here by doing this simple thing. Go in and type in betterhelp.com/doubletoasted and you'll get 10% off your first month. You're feeling better already, right? I want to thank BetterHelp for coming in and sponsoring this portion of the show. Hey, listen, if you don't get therapy with BetterHelp, get it somewhere, but BetterHelp is a great place to start. And I also want to thank all of our sponsors out there. Thank you very much. Now, back to the show. Yeah, now that character is doing what he's supposed to do. So I don't mind him so much. I'm looking at other characters like, man, you know, the coolest, I think probably what would seem like the coolest character at first, even he ain't shit. And that's Aegon.
Oh, yeah.
Aegon ain't shit, man. I thought for a moment that he was going to do all right. And then realized, first of all, you know, that's the thing. People are pieces of shit. People are evil. People are cruel and they're dumbasses. In this case, he's just a dumbass.
He's a dumbass, yeah.
Yeah, so the one part I thought that he was really maybe showing some potential to be a decent person. He was trying to be like his father and trying to be a good king and be liked by everybody. So he just started doing dumb decisions. Wasn't even thinking about it. Hey, man, can I have some sheep? Yeah, go ahead and take them.
You shall have your sheep back. Don't do that.
And how might your king be of service?
A tenth of them taken by the crown.
See, even they're scared.
Yeah.
Even they don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
On on the cusp of winter.
Everybody back there murmuring like, man, I would keep going if I was you.
Everybody backing up. Like, look at that. Ooh, damn, boy, you got some balls.
They're gonna be on the floor in a minute.
I like the black dude. That dead.
If I'd had the time to plan,
We should
perhaps.
return them. I shall make your flock of sheep whole.
You don't shut the. You better come up there and slap his ass. If you haven't watched the show, or if you have, or if you are about to watch it, it's kind of a spoilery discussion if you haven't learned already or realized already. But Reese Eifman's character is going up there to tell him right now, cut this shit out. You cannot give things away to people just because they ask for it. And you know, even then, I was looking at him and I thought, all right, man, you know what? I mean, he's making dumb decisions. Dumb decisions lead to people being humiliated, and then they end up being worse than anybody else on the show.
True.
I'm getting pre-Joffrey vibes from him, man, in a way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. Like, he's not going to be as evil as Joffrey, but I'm getting that feeling
Like
of,
he's gonna get turned?
man, listen, yeah, I have a feeling
Because he's easily manipulated.
he's going to try. I have a feeling he's just going to be worse because he's going to resent people looking down on him, and he's just going to be crueler.
Yeah.
because of it. And he shows hints of that already.
Yes.
like that. What's his name? Tylan Targaryen. So
Is that one of them? That's, man, these goddamn names.
I think.
Tywin, Tyrion.
Tylan.
Now Tylan. Oh my God. Can we stop?
Come
please?
on, bro.
Just throw a Bob in there somewhere.
Yeah. Where's Joe at?
Well, a Reginald, if you must.
Oh, that's too much. You gonna have, and it's gonna be spelled wrong. Reginald. Reginald. You know, it's gonna be about 5 different Regis in there. But he already showed signs of being cruel and someone that's even kind of sadistic.
Yeah.
You have the young king in waiting. You know, you have the child king in waiting there, and this Tylan Lannister is, you know, man, they're in a meeting right now, you know, trying to figure out strategies. And they allow this little boy in there, and he's playing with blocks and shit.
Yeah.
And my man is trying to concentrate on the meeting, and he's like, "We can't do this right now, thank you." And here he comes, like, "Oh, is he bothering you? Well, you, he's the future king. You do whatever he wants." And he starts toying with him, and in a way that, again, reminded me of some of the cruelest people on Game of Thrones, including a little bit of Joffrey.
Is the heir to the throne bothering you, Tyland? Wouldn't that be fun, Jaehaerys? Should the Master of Coin be your royal steed?
Oh shit, he's serious.
You know, this is like that scene with Homelander and The Deep. And, yeah, why don't you go over there and blow A-Train?
yeah. No, you see what I'm saying? He's gonna be cruel. It's gonna be, the guy's gonna be. I really do think he's gonna be a lot worse. You know, the only reason why he was even trying to give this guy his sheep back is because he wants to be liked and loved by his kingdom. And I think that was a mistake his father made.
Yeah.
His father was, but his father was actually a good person. You know, his father might have been weak in some areas, but him, man, yeah, that's the one I'm looking out for. And I'm thinking, yeah, he's gonna be shitty, man. And all this stuff in here, man, like I said, people are just, man, it's just getting, you know, this is the reason why Game of Thrones was a mess. And when I say a mess, I'm talking about Westboro and all the other kingdoms and whatnot. No, this is why everybody was being assholes to each other, because of these people here.
Sure.
Because people were beefing, you know, back in the day over nothing. So you got Rhaenyra and Hightower. That sounds like a cop show, by the way. But man, they've been just taking, you know, they've been holding this grudge and carrying that with them since they were kids.
But when they were kids, they were fine. It wasn't until Hightower married her dad. That's what ruined everything. Yeah, he was the one who messed that up. But it always seems like there's moments when they're like, maybe we could squash this, but everybody else is like, nah.
No, everybody kept it going, man.
And then that whole thing with Sir Christian, that two-faced little weasel.
Is Sir Christian? Is that the one that's hidden Hightower?
Yeah, who was all self-righteous when he was hitting Rhaenyra. When she was, it was like, oh, she's a snake. Can't trust her. I'm switching sides.
See, now this is the thing with the show that let me see if I can find Sir Christian over here with his punk ass. He looked like a bitch. And he did, there's something now see, that's what I'm talking about. he did something that pissed me off. He beat up somebody or something in the last season. Do you remember this?
I can't remember the particulars of it.
He just became a bitch ass side piece in this show.
Yeah.
Just a dick in armor.
Yeah.
That's all he is. Somebody said a sex slave. That's exactly what he is. Yeah, he did something where he beat somebody to death because he was frustrated. I hate this character.
Yeah.
But then again, of course, Game of Thrones. I hate everybody.
Right.
Sir Penis. I will give the show credit for this. You know, it reminds you that Game of Thrones is, you know, that this is a Game of Thrones property, which means that it is brutal. It's very cruel. And they will do some cold, heartless shit. And I mean, I'm talking about out the gate. People, this is the first episode of season 2. I was like, God damn, boy. You're 3 years old. We don't give a shit.
No.
Hell, you in Game of Thrones, baby. This is a rough world here.
Yeah, it does remind you because any other show or movie you watch, the child might be in danger, but they're going to be all right.
Not in Game of Thrones.
Not here.
Game of Thrones is the epitome of kids and everybody else.
You're never too young to die.
No, hell no. Everybody game here. Give a about you being 3 years old. You better put your guard up. Watch your back, bitch. Yeah, man. Everybody can get it, and that's one of the great things about the show. This is what I think is getting this is where it's getting Game of Thrones right. Who knows how this is going to work out, because the whole thing with Game of Thrones is that people are evil at one point.
Yeah.
And then they'll do something, you'd be like, well, shit, life is great. Oh, you're not so bad. I mean, yeah, sure, you killed a kid or you tried to, but you know what? You learn your lesson.
But hey, let's not judge you by the worst thing you ever did.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's old shit like we always say.
It's like, well, normally you'd be the villain, but compared to all the rest of them, I guess you got something.
So things might turn around when we start rooting for somebody, but we don't have, we don't have like a Jon Snow here.
No.
We don't have, what was his name? Little man.
Tyrion.
Tyrion. Yeah, we don't have a Tyrion Lannister.
No.
Those people
the
were
closest
good.
we got to that is Daemon. And he's wild.
Man, Daemon.
And right now he seems bored.
Damon's evil.
Yeah.
Okay, he's evil, all right? He ain't got nothing. You can't even compare him. Man, you can't compare him to like some of the shittiest people in Game of Thrones. That dude is cruel, evil, and he, listen, he didn't really make this happen, but, it is his fault in a way.
People in this show can be really not specific at the most important times.
Well, see, that's the thing, man. If you listen, either you're dumb or you hire dumbasses to do a job. Here's the thing, when you f up in Game of Thrones, you mess up royally. You things go from bad to horrible. And then you realize just how dumb these characters are. So if I have seen the show, one of the biggest themes there is that, one family wants revenge for the other. When we saw my man get, become a snack with this dragon over here. Boy, it really was a snack. I like the way he looked at you. Yeah, you.
I was just so like, man, your parents should have never sent you on that mission.
No, hell
you were
no.
Too young to go there and deliver that message.
And look, yeah, and then he got away talking about, bitch, you can't get me. Oh, yeah? What you say? That action right there, that incident right there set up a whole other set of consequences. So now that boy's mother wants revenge. She's like, I want a son for a son. And somebody gonna make it happen one way or another. I don't give a how you do it. And so Daemon has been sent out to make that happen. So he hires these two dudes, man, that he just got off the street.
Rat catchers.
Yeah, well, a couple of rat catchers. I think one dude is like a ex-guard or something. But anyway, he's a shitty too. This dude's fighting dogs and hanging out in the middle of the street eating rat meat or something. But he goes out to hire these two dudes, man. And he tells them specifically, look for the dude with the long white hair. eye patch. He can fight, so be careful.
Right.
You're to find and slay the Prince Aemon Targaryen.
Look, he looks stupid too.
Right.
He ain't heard a word. No wonder.
What? Say that again.
He has silver hair and one eye. It's one half. If we get the other one, it's done.
So, by the way, these two dudes, they're so dumb that I think fans have named them Blood and Cheese. And they're more like cracker and cheese, milk and cheese.
Well, it felt like a setup the way Damon's like, I hear he's very good with a sword, and just kind of mumbled that part out there. You're like, he's more than just a little good, kind of good.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, man, if they run up on Aemon, he's going to slaughter them.
I don't even know what he thought he was going to do. And the reason why he got this dude just because he's big,
Right.
he's going to get his ass beat too. He's going to get sliced up. But they didn't run into Aemon. And this is where they messed up. That's what I'm saying, man. If you mess up bad. It usually leads to like really brutal things. So then this is a cold ass scene, man.
It sure is.
It is so brutal. It is so cold blooded that Game of Thrones, they take joy in showing people suffering and getting killed. They take joy in showing you all the blood and guts and titties and everything that go with it. This is so bad that they couldn't even show it. They went in and got the wrong son. They said, look for the man with the one eye, long hair, good with a sword. They went and looked at a crib and saw a 2-year-old child, both eyes. They said, well,
yeah, hey, he's a son.
Yeah, he's a son. Hey, I guess his hair is kind of white. Yeah, go ahead and get him.
She's telling true.
They behead a kid. They didn't just slit his throat. You could hear them slice, and they behead this kid.
Yeah, you hear them slicing.
Yeah, it's rough. And I'll tell you what's the reason why this is even more cold-blooded, because Mama snitched him out.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if there's a theory going around. I'm just going to ask. The way that she looked at the other assassin, I don't know if this is cracker or cheese right here, but the way she looked at him, I wonder if she was giving him a, sort of a signal to be like, hey, help me out here. This is bad enough. Save the king, kill the daughter. It's shitty no matter what. But I was wondering if this is something.
It's shitty if she was put in that position.
Yeah, no, it is. I wonder if she was giving him a message like, help me out here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't just go, let's just kill both of them and be done. Yeah,
I know.
Or all three.
Yeah, because what happens is they have to bring back the head.
Yeah.
To prove it. And man, I tell you, what they will show is when they catch crackers and cheese over here, they're
gonna show all that.
Oh, what they're gonna do is they're gonna put them in front of dragons and burn their ass alive. Mm-hmm. And then it's gonna be rough. This is the only thing about this, man. Between the boys and this, I'm like,
no,
man,
it's a lot.
I'm suffering.
Yeah,
I need to go see somebody.
Yeah, at least this is once a week.
So in the book, she had 2 sons. They say I never read the books or anything, you know. So yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, and somebody said if they're lucky, shit, I wouldn't be surprised they went out there and skinned them alive or something. Oh, boy, that's gonna be rough when they catch them, and they will get caught because this is Game of Thrones.
Yeah, everybody gets caught.
I do like the show. I do, and it's only the first episode, but wow, man, you got to ask yourself if they're killing the kid in the first episode of season 1. I mean, Jesus,
it does set up that nobody's safe.
Yeah. I mean, how bad are things gonna get? Mm-hmm. And this is the dread I always get watching these shows. And it's effective though. It's effective. Every time Homelander walks on the screen, I'm a bundle of nerves. Mm-hmm. When the title of one of these shows comes on, I'm scared. Homelander makes me nervous. The whole show here, Game of Thrones, makes me nervous. A House of the Dragon. Yeah. Hell, when that first H comes up, I'm like, shit, I don't know, man. I can't take this.
You have to remind yourself that with the exception of that little kid, almost everybody here deserves it.
And you know what the bad thing is? That kid was gonna grow up to be a piece of shit too.
Okay, you just made me feel better about it.
I mean,
realistically, you're right.
I hate to be like this, but this is the Game of Thrones universe. That kid was going to be another Joffrey or something.
Wait, was that the same kid that was messing around in the meeting?
I think so.
See, kid, you kind of brought that shit up. Because when he said, would you like him to be your steed? You would nod your head like,
sure? Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah. Somewhere in Thailand's like, really? He was killed? Yes. Oh, no. Oh, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
It's terrible. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Well, there you go, folks. That's our discussion. Unless you want to add anything else.
No.
to it.
This is all good. I was just like, man, it's only been the first episode. What are we going to talk about?
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah. No, it is. You know, you always pull it out. But when you was talking about how he had problems, I was like, what's the problem?
The problem is I can't remember shit. Like you like all these names between the long lapse of time.
I know.
And all the characters and names you got to remember. It's a lot to keep up with.
And
Not the show's problem though.
I know, and I'm sure somebody would go like, well, listen, here's a link that'll show you the family tree, so you know who his nephews and who his sons and all this. It's like, I don't feel like doing that.
Yeah, no, it's. I would do it. It's just that I didn't have time. It's just like it's almost like a recap is necessary.
Yeah.
You know, it's just.
No, it's one when they offer the recap. I don't skip it.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't. I did not. And I just got more confused. I was like, well, that was a big help. But yeah, you know, once you get into it, that's the thing. You got to warm up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you keep watching, everything will fall in place. It takes a little time.
It is funny how with old Game of Thrones, there's like so much building to get to a dragon, and once you got him, it's like, man, if you got dragons, you devastating. But here, you got dragons, I got dragons too.
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah, and my dragon's bigger.
Yeah.
Shit, we got dragons eating dragons. Yeah, I love that. I love that, man. Shit, dragon. That poor kid never knew what hit him, man.
He never had a chance.
All of a sudden, it was just darkness. Mm-hmm. Oh well, I'm eager to see how this goes, man. As hard as it is to watch this, and as sadistic and cruel as this show is, you know, like I said, man, the storytelling is good enough to where I do want to see how these connections are made, you know, and how things work out. Dreading it is part of the experience as much as I hate it sometimes. But there you go. Well, you made it to the end of the video. That must mean you really like what we do. So if you do, check out these other videos just like this one. Check out our other YouTube channels and subscribe to join our wonderful Toasty community. And as always, stay toasty.